What's good, YouTube? Here's my pressure washer engine. It identifies as a lawnmower engine because for all intents and purposes it basically is, except it's got maybe a heavy flywheel, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but it runs good the way it is. So I'm going to ruin that. I'm going to try to turn it sideways, and it's probably not going to work because I'm kind of, well, check this out. See, this is my fist, and notice it looks like a ham because I'm kind of a ham-fisted moron. You're going to have to deal with that noise back there. Sorry, a little bit overexposed. But you're going to have to deal with that noise because I don't have a heater in here, so I'm just running a heat gun, and it's 10 degrees outside. So anyway, I'm going to get into this, and I'll show you what I do to it. I've got the cover off here, and I've got the engine divorced from its thing down here. And yeah, I had this apart like this before. I don't remember why. I think it was because of this here. The reason that this pressure washer is no longer a pressure washer is because the governor doesn't work on here anymore. So perfect, because we're not going to use it. I am surprised, I didn't remember, that there is an aluminum flywheel on here. So that's interesting. Back in the day, I tried to do this same thing with a lawnmower engine, which this is a lawnmower engine. But it was the older style one with the little air flapper thing. And if you tried to start it without a blade on it, it would rip the cord out of your hand and it would hurt your fingers real bad. This one doesn't do that. So I'm glad it doesn't do that, but I'm wondering what they did to make it that way. If there's weights in this flywheel or if they've got the ignition timing set, you know, a little less advanced. All right, so I've got the flywheel off. Flywheel is right there. It's kind of a neat flywheel. It's got a little bit of extra on it. I'm not sure if that's... It looks like that's for a starter that's not on this model, I guess. Maybe. I would think so. I don't know how long that would last on an aluminum flywheel. Pretty sure that's aluminum. Let me check. Yeah, definitely aluminum, not just painted. So anyway, how I did that is I stuck my pry bar, that one there, right there up under the flywheel, and then I just tapped, tap, tap, tap on the shaft, not real hard, and it came right off. Good deal. All right, here's the inside of the engine. I got the garage door open now because I can't stand gas smell very well. But here's, I guess that's our governor or something. I don't know. Something's definitely messed up there. But this is how the engine gets oil, is this guy just spins around and flings oil all over the place. And I don't know what's wrong with that there, but it didn't work. So that was gibbled. And I guess some way or another it was supposed to attach to this. I don't know. How is that supposed to work? This thing? I have no idea. Alright, but here's the famous plastic camshaft. I wish they never went to a plastic one, but I guess it works. Yep, I'm going to have to dump the rest of this oil out, and we'll start trying to make everything work. One thing, I should probably keep this piece here and cut it so that my camshaft doesn't walk around in there. Use this as a spacer. So I'm going to keep this. I haven't seen anybody mention that, but I'm going to do that just because that seems like the right thing to do to me. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'll do it. We'll see. Maybe it'll spin around in there and ruin the case. I don't know what it'll do. Hopefully it won't be a problem. Oh, well. All right. All right, so pretty fun time. I didn't realize that this gear here that goes right there where that, didn't realize that would come off. So I tipped the engine over, that fell right out, made me feel like a big super genius, and I forgot to take out my lifter, pusher, whatever the hell, these things, right? So those fell out. That was pretty cool. So I feel like a big super genius right now, which I am. I told you I got these ham fists. That's what I'm doing with it. I'm just beating it up. So this will work really good, I'm sure. I'm just going to mess this all up probably, but you're in for the ride with me. Just for my own reference here, there's obviously 2 rod bolts. One's longer. It's the one that goes towards the top. That's the long one. That's the long one, so that's probably important so that the thing doesn't come apart. All right, let's focus a little closer here. Hard to get a good focus on this. Okay, so there's some things to modify here. Obviously, this camshaft part, I don't think that really needs to be modified. I might take the Dremel and take it back that way a little bit more, right? But other than that, I think it's fine. Yeah, I think that's fine. This, again, I might take this and leave that alone. Because that seems like that would be fine to me. But at the same time, I might want to take that a little bit further back in, because the intention here is that that would be facing downwards, and that would just be bathed in oil all the time. All the time. So probably going to take that further back in a little bit more and try to get some oil further into the bearing, you know. Then this hole here, that goes to a hole that's on the other side by that seal. I'm going to plug that. Maybe that's a bad idea, but I'm going to do it. So anyway, there's another hole right there, and this is plugged right here. That goes to the outside of the block, that little shiny piece of metal down there, but there's a little hole you can see there. I got to plug that as well, and then that bearing will be all good. Then over here on this, basically the same deal. I just got to plug, let's see, I think this is facing up, so again, just take that back that way a bit and plug that up. And I haven't really looked at this too much. I don't see any other place for oil to go out of it, so it's probably all right. And then as far as the cam, it looks like that needs a little work. I might just take the Dremel and kind of make this go more this way, you know, but that'll be mostly okay, I think. So that's not too bad. Why doesn't that go back in? Come on, just chill in there for me. There. All right. Obviously, I've got to find a way to rotate the carb around. I hope that doesn't turn into a nightmare. Probably will. And besides that, I've got to fill this hole with something. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to rough up all this around here and then get a nice piece of metal, maybe even just 2 washers that fit over there, and then put a bolt through or something. We'll see. I'm probably just going to JB weld a piece of metal over that, and then once that sets up and that's in place, maybe I'll take some silicone and I'll fill in the other side just so it's like double secure. Then this here, I gotta take the Dremel tool with a little cutoff wheel, cut that off as low as I can. And then I think I'll just sand this all up, rough it up, and what will I do? Just JB weld over all of that, because that's going to be sitting down in the oil, and I don't want that to leak. As far as oil mods, I think that's all I'm going to do. I have seen some people on YouTube, they like to modify something to do with where the push rods, or whatever they're called, the lifters, I don't know what they're called on here, go through, but I think I'm just going to leave that alone, because I saw some guy do that. I saw only one guy do that, and he seemed to have problems with it. So, like I said, I think I'm just going to leave that alone. All right, so here I am. I'm in my bathroom. I've been using my toilet brush and another brush. There you go. Get those in focus for you. Those have been on my poop. To clean this lawnmower engine, because nobody has ever recommended to like build a lawnmower engine in your bathroom up until now, and I gotta say, I recommend it. It's pretty nice. Not bad. not bad. But I'm going to clean it. Don't worry, I'm going to move this styrofoam. I'm going to use engine degreaser and some mineral spirits. And I got some sandpaper in here, and we're going to go to town on this, and we're going to make it all work. We're going to make it good. We're going to make it awesome. We're going to make it so great. And yeah, it's going to be beautiful. But first, I've got to get everything so clean, which is like my least favorite part. And then we're going to glue up all these passages, and then we're just going to let this whole thing sit for a while. I forgot I got to get a piece of metal to go onto there. I might not do that. I don't have any way to cut out a nice piece of metal right now. But also, I just thought, hey, I could just use the side of a pop can. So yes, I do have a way to do that. So I will do that. But anyway, yeah, here we are. Here's step 18 of the process. Put it in your bathtub. All right, here we are again. I've got my pop can placed over that hole. I've got these two holes filled with epoxy, JB Weld. I'm getting kind of tired. Been at this for a hot minute today. And then over here, got those parts filled in. I might have to come back through and like file that flat surface down. I don't know if that matters, that's kind of, the epoxy's jutting up just a bit. But if that's what I got to do, then that's what I'll do. I got some medical tape in there in the journals to try to keep things in the shape that they're supposed to be. I don't know how that's going to work out. Hopefully good. As you can see there, I didn't glue all the way down through it because I don't care if oil pools up in there or in there. I really don't care about that. And same thing with this journal down in those little holes. I don't think that's going to matter very much. Hopefully not. We'll see. And I've used a ton of water with this, so hopefully my piston doesn't get rusted up in there. I'll have to wipe that out real quick. But yeah, I think this is where we're going to end today because I can't really do much else. It is what it is, and I'm tired. I could make my little dipper thing, I suppose, but I'm not going to do that right now. For the next part of the video, I just wanted to mention that I did sand with 220 because that's just what I had, all these little spots and things. And this part took an immense amount of time, and I'm still not done. I'm going to fill in that spot with a pop can from the other side. Like I said, I've got to sort of plane down some spots over there. And I still haven't done the part where the governor goes through. I just figure I'm probably just going to do that from the outside. And it seems like it'll be easier that way. But we'll see. We'll see what I really do. We'll see. And I know this cylinder is aluminum. These Briggs and Stratton engines have an aluminum cylinder with some sort of coating. I forget what it's called. So I'm not worried about the cylinder rusting. I'm worried about the piston rings rusting. But I'm not that worried. I'm just going to leave it alone. All right, so as you can see, I've plugged those holes up. Oh, well, I dug that hole a little bit deeper. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Dug a little bit deeper, kind of did the same thing on this one, changed the angle there. Let me see if I can get this to look a little better. Oh, come on. There we go. See that? That's what I did there. That's what I did there. That's about as much as I could do. I did mess up my bearing on some part of this a little bit, but I did this before. Obviously here we got that plugged up. The other side's all filled in with JB Weld. Still going to sort that out later. But right now, I'm basically going to put the engine together. Where's my little oil dipper? This is the little oil dipper I made. I was trying to make one that would reach across to the other bolts on the connecting rod, but that was scuffed. Couldn't manage to do that, so we're going to do this, and hopefully it doesn't break the bolt right off, because dipping into that oil at 4,500 RPM or whatever is going to be quite a bit of force, so hopefully that works. All right, so that's together. I had to clearance it some more so it would clear that. And if this bolt ever comes loose, it's going to hit the crank, and it's also going to hit this, and everything's going to be wrecked. So hopefully that doesn't come loose. I did torque it to spec, which is just, real tight. So we're good. I'm going to continue assembling this engine with the old ham fist, and we'll see where I get today. All right, so everything in here is back together, I think how it should be. I didn't actually know how to time the cam. I've got the marks lined up here, as you can see. But there's a bunch of different marks on the cam, so I had to just kind of spin it around and be like, oh, okay, this is making sense. So that's where it makes sense. And I gotta go get some gasket maker, and hopefully we won't have to open this up again, because if I have to open it up again, it's going to be a real pain in the butt, because I'm about to glue it together. Hey, almost forgot to show you before I put this case back on. Gotta unplug. Alright, so gave that a little bit of extra dremeling there to kind of angle it towards this side of the case, try to get some more oil in there. I plugged that. I really wasn't sure what to do with the whole thing. I left the whole thing kind of a channel there, so oil's going to pool up there, but it's blocked there. I marred up case there on accident, and I think I did in here too, or something, somewhere. Oh yeah, I see it. Let me see if I can, well, that doesn't really help, does it? Let's, well, it is right there, but you can barely see it. I sanded it back out. But anyway, that's that. Then there's this one. Did the same thing over here, filled in that spot. And then I ground that out completely. That's completely new. It is what it is, but I'm about to put the side cover back on. I'm going to 90-minute gasket maker it, and it's going to be what it is. Probably some junk. It'll work. All right, here we are. I got everything, all the screws, bolts, finger tight for the moment. Go ahead and actually torque them later, but for right now I want that gasket maker to set up some, basically all the way, and then I'll torque all of that. And by torque, I mean I'm just going to tighten it. Everything's got assembly lube on it on the inside. Should be good to go. Feel like this is probably going to blow up pretty quickly, but, it is what it is, as always. All right, back out in the garage for a minute. I've got limited time out here for sure, but I'm fabric cobbling up the carb mount. As you can see, it's spun 90 degrees. The little O-ring goes on that tube, and I've welded the old mount to this shroud thing here. This bolt is one of the original mounts. This bolt is the original mount, so as you can see, it's nice and hacked up. I'll have to, do a couple things before I can mount the carb on, but it should be good. I broke this. This is supposed to go right there. See that? I had to extract broken off end, because what I did was I tried to bend it out of the way of my carb because it didn't clear. But that was maybe not the best idea because I broke it. So I'm going to have to find something that can go in there and route my... let's get a really good shot here. See that? I got to go right in there and route my PCV somewhere, because I don't think I want it just blowing around behind my flywheel, but we'll see. Maybe that is what I want, and I just don't know it yet. What up, everybody? That's my cat. That's Tiny. That's her right there. And this is the engine in my room next to my piles of stuff. So what do we got here? We got the engine. I didn't fix the PCV thing. I'm just going to find some sort of tube, and I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going out and buying anything really for this, and I found more JB welds, so I might convert another engine I have. I'm not sure yet. Came off a pressure washer. I got to get it to
to run enough to know that it runs. But anyway, this guy here, this one, it's all tarped up. Sitting in here, it will be sitting in here for a while until I have a project to put this on that's ready to go. But as far as I'm concerned, this engine's basically ready to go. I left the cover loose because I have to find a little tube, and then I'm just gonna epoxy that in, JB weld it, or something. You know, I'm just gonna put it in there. I'm not gonna find the correct fitting, whatever. I'm just gonna put a little tube in there, you know, a little metal tube, find a you know, rubber or plastic or whatever tube and route the PCV somewhere, wherever. So this is fine. This is done. It's converted. I can't run it for you. It's the middle of winter. I'm not rigging it up to run for you, but it's going to run. It might blow up, but that's why I might convert a second engine. So anyway, that's the end of the video. That's what I did. Should be good. Should be floating valves in no time. No problem. Have a good one, everybody.